Look, I'm going to start this video by talking about something that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. Something you've been told is healthy. Something that has fooled millions of Americans, including probably your doctor. We're talking about canola oil. And I'm here to tell you that this so-called heart-healthy cooking oil might be one of the biggest nutritional scams of our lifetime. Now, before you click away thinking I've lost my mind, hear me out. I know what you're thinking. Canola oil? The stuff with the pretty flower on the bottle? The one my cardiologist recommended? Yeah, that's exactly the one I'm talking about. And the fact that questioning it sounds absolutely insane is precisely why this deception has worked so well for so long. Here's something that's going to blow your mind right off the bat. There is literally no such thing as a canola plant. Go ahead, try to find one. You won't, because it doesn't exist. The name canola is completely made up. It's marketing genius at its finest. They took the words Canada and ola, which means oil, smushed them together and created this friendly-sounding name that makes you think of sunny fields and natural goodness. But here's what they don't want you to know. This oil actually comes from something called rapeseed. And for hundreds of years, rapeseed oil was used for one thing and one thing only: lubricating machinery. Why? Because it was literally toxic to humans and animals. The stuff contained massive amounts of erucic acid, which studies showed could damage your heart. So basically, they took engine lubricant and somehow convinced us to pour it on our salads. In the 1970s, Canadian scientists figured out how to breed most of the toxicity out of rapeseed through genetic modification and selective breeding. They created this new and improved version with lower erucic acid levels. But here's the kicker. Just because you make something less poisonous doesn't automatically make it a health food. That's like saying diet soda is healthy because it has less sugar than regular soda. Now let me walk you through what actually happens to create that innocent-looking bottle of canola oil sitting in your pantry. Buckle up, because this is where things get seriously disturbing. First, they take those rape seeds and crush them under extreme heat. Now, canola oil is loaded with what are called polyunsaturated fats. These fats are incredibly fragile and delicate. Blasting them with high heat is like taking a silk shirt and throwing it in a wood chipper. It destroys them, causes oxidation, and creates all kinds of harmful compounds that trigger inflammation in your body. But wait, it gets worse. After they've heated and pressed the seeds, there's still oil trapped in what's left behind. And since every drop means more profit, they're not about to waste it. So what do? They literally wash the leftover seed mash with a chemical solvent to extract every last bit of oil. And what solvent do they use? Hexane. Let me say that again slowly. Hexane. If that name doesn't ring any bells, let me help you out. Hexane is a component of gasoline. It's a neurotoxin. They're basically giving your food a gasoline bath to squeeze out more oil. Now, the industry will tell you they remove almost all of it and that the tiny traces left behind won't hurt you. But personally, I have this weird policy about not eating anything that's been marinated in petroleum products. Call me crazy. But hold on, because we're just getting started with this horror show. This crude, hexane-soaked, heat-damaged oil that comes out of this process is absolutely disgusting. It's thick and gummy, it smells like death, and it's this nasty brown color that would make you lose your appetite just looking at it. Obviously, nobody's going to buy that mess, so it has to go through even more processing. This is where they do what's called RBD, refined, bleached, and deodorized. Sounds appetizing, right? They hit it with more chemicals like sodium hydroxide to clean it up. Then they run it through bleaching clays to strip away that awful color. And because it still smells absolutely terrible from all this abuse, they have to deodorize it by blasting it with superheated steam at temperatures up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. This final heat blast is the knockout punch that finishes off whatever nutrition might have been left. It creates even more oxidation and free radicals, and here's the real kicker. Some of those damaged polyunsaturated fats actually get twisted into trans fats. You know, those same artificial trans fats that we have all been told are basically poison for our arteries. So let's recap this beautiful journey, shall we? We start with a plant that was bred to be less toxic than the original engine lubricant version. We crush it with extreme heat, wash it with gasoline components, clean it with industrial chemicals, bleach it with clay, and then superheat it again to make it stop smelling like a chemical factory. The end result is this completely lifeless artificial yellow liquid that's been tortured into submission. Does that sound like health food to you? Because to me, it sounds like something that belongs in a garage, not on my dinner table. But here's where the story gets even more infuriating. The real damage from canola oil and all these other industrial seed oils like soybean, corn, safflower, and sunflower oil isn't just in how they're made. It's in what they do to your body once you eat them. You've probably heard about omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, right? They're both essential, meaning your body can't make them, so you have to get them from food. Omega-3s are like your body's fire department. They're anti-inflammatory and help calm things down. Omega-6s are more like guys with flamethrowers. They're pro-inflammatory. Now, you need some inflammation because that's how your body heals injuries, but it's all about balance. For most of human history, we ate these fats in a ratio of about 1-to-1 or maybe 2-to-1 omega-6s to omega-3s. Our bodies were designed to handle that balance. But today, thanks to these cheap processed seed oils being pumped into absolutely everything, and I mean everything, from salad dressing to crackers to restaurant fryers, that ratio is completely destroyed. The average American is now eating about 20 times more omega-6s than omega-3s. 20-to-1. Imagine having 20 guys with flamethrowers running around your body for every one firefighter trying to put out the flames. That's what's happening inside you every single day. The result is chronic, low-grade inflammation that's constantly simmering under the surface. And what's at the root of almost every modern chronic disease? What's the real cause of heart disease? Inflammation. This constant inflammatory fire is what damages your arterial walls. It's what causes cholesterol, which is actually trying to heal the damage, to rush to the scene and start patching things up. But when the inflammatory fire never goes out, those patches keep getting bigger and bigger, creating plaque and leading to atherosclerosis. That's the real story of heart disease. It's not the saturated fat from butter that we were all taught to fear. It's the chronic inflammation being fueled by these industrial seed oils that were marketed to us as the healthy alternative. This is honestly one of the brilliant and evil marketing campaigns in history. They took a cheap industrial byproduct, spent millions on marketing and questionable research, and convinced entire generations that it was good for their hearts. They told us to throw away traditional fats like butter, lard, and coconut oil, fats that humans have eaten safely for thousands of years, and replace them with this chemically extracted, inflammatory factory product. And we fell for it completely. We listened to the experts, we trusted the heart-healthy labels, and we made the switch. So what happened to rates of heart disease, obesity, and diabetes after we all started eating these healthy oils? Did they go down like we were promised? Nope, they absolutely exploded. But here's the good news, and this is why I'm actually optimistic about this whole mess. Fixing this problem is incredibly simple. You don't need some complicated diet plan or expensive supplements. You just need to make one basic swap in your kitchen. Step 1 is becoming a detective in your own pantry. I'm serious about this. Go look at the ingredient lists on your salad dressings, mayonnaise, crackers, baked goods, everything. You're going to be absolutely shocked at how many products list canola oil, soybean oil, or generic vegetable oil as one of the main ingredients. Step 2 is even easier. Take that bottle of canola oil and throw it in the trash. Don't finish it, don't save it for later, just get rid of it. Your health is worth way more than the few dollars you spent on it. Now, what do you replace it with? It's actually pretty straightforward. For high-heat cooking, like searing meats or roasting vegetables, you want stable fats that don't break down under heat. Avocado oil is fantastic for this. Ghee, which is clarified butter, is amazing. Even regular butter and coconut oil are excellent choices because they're stable and can handle the heat without oxidizing. For salads and low-heat cooking, nothing beats good quality extra virgin olive oil. It's packed with anti-inflammatory compounds and has been the foundation of the heart-healthy Mediterranean diet for centuries. There's a reason people in Mediterranean countries who eat tons of olive oil have some of the lowest rates of heart disease in the world. Look, I'm not trying to scare you or make you paranoid about food. I'm trying to empower you with information that the food industry really doesn't want you to have. The choice you make in the cooking oil aisle is honestly one of the most impactful decisions you can make for your long-term health. Don't let clever marketing and fake heart-healthy labels fool you anymore. Your body deserves better than some cheap factory-made oil that's been chemically abused from seed to bottle. It deserves real, nourishing, traditional fats that actually support your health, reduce inflammation, and give your body what it needs to thrive. The power to change this is literally in your hands, and it starts with what you choose to put in your shopping cart.